Well, I'll leave that on that. That pretty much summarizes the day so far. Hang on. Hasn't been the best start to the day, but we carry on. I had a lot of anxiety waking up in the night, bloody ruminating nonsense. So what a good time to have this. Okay, let's do today's lesson together so that we don't feel like fucking loners. Okay, are we ready? Listen, my children. No, my children. Sorry, that's really condescending. Listen, my love lighters. Why? All right. Detachment lesson 119. If we become too detached, will others leave us behind? That's a valid question. Clinging in order to keep a partner from straying is common to many women and men. But since fear drives this kind of behavior, it really doesn't prevent the very thing we are afraid of. In fact, it might even trigger it. Not only have I had personal experience with this, but I have known dozens of others who have been certain that the right word, the right action or reaction, or the right gift would make another feel indebted for life. But to no avail. In other words, attachment does not prevent a person from leaving. This brings us to detachment. I think this applies in any kind of relationship. I mean, this book does look at, your relationship with people. And obviously this looks like it's talking about a romantic relationship, but this can be any kind of relationship. You see it in friendships. I mean, I've had this myself with friendships in the past. I have this massive sense of fear of abandonment that stems from kids, being bullied at school, and friends that I had, leaving and not hanging around, and always having that really unstable relationship with especially female friends in my life, where I just didn't feel safe to have a healthy relationship. Now I'm getting really emotional. Okay, anyway, yeah, so obviously it's still there for me, but I'm that kind of worry that people are going to leave, and that you're not good enough, and that, there is a power in being able to detach as well from those thoughts, and also not become reliant, dependent, codependent on other people to fill that hole within you, and also to try and be good enough and try and prove yourself, prove your worth, your merit to other people. Whatever relationship, friendship, business, romantic, family, anything. It can be a really detrimental place to be when you're constantly living in fear of people abandoning you. So, I mean, this is why detachment is, or the art of non-attachment, detachment is a healthy thing. Done in the right way, in the right measure. Anyway, sorry for that little interjection there, but it was relevant, so I'll keep going. Okay. Will the expression of detachment, boldly stated by one's actions, lead to being left behind? I certainly can't answer this with absolute assurance, but my experience, my interactions with others on many levels, my path of spiritual enlightenment, have led me to believe that people leave because they must. It's not what we do or say that drives a person away. What one has needed to learn has been learned, and the time is right to move on. This might seem to be a cold assessment, but I think that looking at this principle objectively allows us to see that there is usually no harm intended, not really, when one moves on. Our commitment to detachment allows us to let others go without our feeling so personally rejected. Our teachers are everywhere. Learning to say goodbye without rancor is growth. Detachment doesn't push people away. It frees all of us. Let's not forget that. I just had something come into my mind. A friend who was really dear to me when I was living in Brighton. We were in each other's lives. We didn't see each other a lot, but we spoke over text, and we'd meet up every now and then when we could. And you know, there were times when we'd sort of arrange a date or something to meet up, and she'd cancel, and she did that a few times. And I didn't really think of it at the time, but I don't know, maybe that friendship needed to leave for a reason. But also I think I can overanalyze. I come back to that friendship in my mind and I overanalyze, you know, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And you know, I moved away from the area, so we couldn't meet up anymore, and she just eventually just stopped texting. And you know, I was really cut up about that for ages, and I still sort of am, but then I got a text out of the blue telling me that she was having a baby, and you know, and I wished her well. And maybe, you know, that friendship had its path. And I'm really grateful for all the years we had together as well. She was a really lovely friend. She is a lovely person. Anyway, point being, we all have paths that converge, and then sometimes they break apart, and that's okay. And then sometimes they come back together, and that's great too. But yeah, it's trying to find peace with that. Sorry, this one's been a really long one. But yeah, trust that the universe will show you the way, and just keep being your authentic self. And you know, I know some days are harder than others, but you know, there is a way to find peace. And don't beat yourself up and judge yourself either, or others, for, you know, the way you feel or think. I mean, you can look at it and calmly assess, what could I try differently that might work better for me, and that might work better for this relationship, this connection, whatever level it is. You know, as I said, friendship, business, family, romance, and find a, you know, a peaceful path, no matter what, whether someone stays or goes. Okay, cool. Lots of love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good day.